Hello everybody and welcome to Mantis Mechanics. I'm Lee and today we're going to go over one of the most important theories in Chinese martial arts. So stay tuned. So today we're going to talk about Centerline Theory. This is one of the most important theories in all of Chinese martial arts. Almost every Chinese martial art is going to go through this, and even some non-Chinese martial arts will talk about the Centerline Theory or Centerline Principle. Basically, the Centerline Principle or Centerline Theory says that there's a line going down the center of the body, so splitting the body completely in half this way. So if you look closely, this line goes along the spine, and that's no coincidence. The spine is very important to your balance, to your mobility, to everything you do. In fact, without the spine, you can't move, right? So in Chinese martial arts, we are told to protect the center line. And this is for a couple reasons, because it is our center of balance. It is what's going to make us powerful. It's also going to have most of the major targets, the ones that I call game changers, like the eyes. Right? I'm not going to say that poking somebody's eyes will automatically win the fight, but it could change the course of that fight because it causes so much pain. So the eyes, the nose, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, and the groin are all roughly aligned on the center line. So we want to protect the center line if possible. Now our center line is also going to be our balance. So if you're looking at my feet right now, my spine or my center line is going directly between my 2 feet, which means that my feet are going to have the same amount of weight on each of them. If I move my spine more towards the left, my weight starts to go to my left foot. So as long as my spine is in between my 2 feet, I am balanced. Once I start to bring my spine towards 1 foot, I start to put my weight on that foot. That doesn't necessarily mean I lose my balance, but if my spine starts to go past my foot, I'm going to lose my balance. So if I go this way, and you can see this is my spine, now my spine is directly over my foot, and if I continue moving my spine, I'm going to fall off balance. So if I'm balancing on one leg, I want to have my spine directly over that leg for balance. This is going to help me keep my balance if my spine is in line with my leg. If my spine is this way or that way, I'm going to start to lose my balance. Now the center line is also important for power. So you can only strike effectively from your center line to your shoulder. That's going to have the most power, your power window. So it's going to be from here to here or here to here. So if I throw a punch, my punch has to either be in line with my shoulder or with my center line. If it goes past my center line, it starts to lose power. If it goes past my shoulder, it starts to lose power. So I need to punch somewhere between my center line and my shoulder in order to have a powerful punch. Now this may seem logical for straight punches, but it's also true for more rounded punches, such as a hook. So as I throw a hook, if I throw a big wide hook like this, my hook has no power until it starts to meet the shoulder. Now it starts to become powerful, and it's going to stay powerful until it reaches my center line. Once it goes past my center line, it's going to start to lose its power. This is one of the reasons why I don't teach the hook fist as a big swinging motion. I know a lot of people online talk about muscle elasticity and really stretching out the pectoral muscles and the shoulder muscles to get like a rubber band effect to get power. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's a very good way to do it because if you hit wrong, you can injure the shoulder. That's up to preference though. When I teach the hook, I talk about bringing the shoulder back, keeping this hand here, and then I'll hook, I'll pivot, and as soon as my hand gets to the center line, I'm going to circle it in. So my hook is in here rather than being way out here. Or any round technique. It could be a chop, whatever. We also want to know about this for our kicks, right? We said that if our spine is over our leg, we're balanced. So when I kick, I want to keep my back straight and kick rather than bringing it back or forwards or to the side or not doing either of those things. So if I'm here, if I'm standing and I keep my spine perfect, I don't bring my weight to that other leg, I don't bring my spine over that leg, and I kick, I'm going to be off balance. Okay, and an off balance kick is not only going to make you fall if you hit him properly, or if your opponent catches your leg or sweeps you or something, or if they hit you while you're attempting to kick, you're going to fall down or fall off balance, but also your kick's not going to be powerful. So we want those two things. This is really the importance of the centerline principle. Now, also knowing the centerline principle, we know that if we hold a position, if we're wrestling with somebody or pushing them, that my hands are strong as long as they're within my shoulders to my center line. If my opponent is able to get my hand past my center line, I all of a sudden become off balance and I become less powerful. So we never want to get crossed over like this, and we never want to have our hand out here. If I'm pushing like this, I'm not going to be as strong as if my hand is in line with my shoulder and not past my center line. So I'm powerful here, here, all powerful. But if I start to get crossed over, it's going to be easy for my opponent to put me off balance. That's why this is so important when you're practicing not crossing the center line. When you're blocking, if you're doing some sort of block, maybe like a side block or a parry, that you don't come past that center line. You just want to come to the center line, right? You can move your body to move the center line, but you don't want your hand actually going past. So I don't want to block like this. If I needed to, I want to turn my body so that if you see, my hand is still in line with that center line. So no matter what block, high block, right, same thing. I don't want to go way out here with a block because then I'm losing that power. I want to keep it roughly in line with that shoulder when I block. So if I'm doing this, whatever block you're doing, everything is the same. The centerline theory still applies. So we want, when we throw an elbow, right, we see people throwing elbows like this. Well, we know that if my strike, which is this point, is outside my shoulder, then I'm not going to have a powerful strike. We've already said because of centerline theory. So I need to come here, bring the elbow up. Right now the elbow is in line with my shoulder, and it can come to here to my center line. Right? If I go past like this, I'm going to be off balance and I'm going to lose power. So I don't want to come across like this, just to here, right? For that same thing with like more of a vertical elbow. I don't want to strike way out here where my elbow is past my shoulder. I want to keep it in line with the shoulder, or at least within the center line and the shoulder to make it powerful, right? That's how we're going to keep our power, by pertaining to the, or obeying the centerline principle. So that's our lesson for today. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and we'll see you next time here on Mantis Mechanics.